Hamza, does any of this issue resonate with you? Or, I mean, the same question I asked, and then I would take across the room, ethnic politics. Does it give you any fear?
Oh, yes. This is a call for concern, and it's really a shame. It's a shame that our politics has deteriorated from debating issues and even maybe bans on the digital space to now more like a header mentality or head mentality where you have mobs. You have gangster mob leader with their flocks of heads on the digital space where they now it's so toxic that you cannot take a position and be tagged as an independent mind under a democracy where freedom of speech and expression is supposed to be guaranteed. It's really sad, because if you now share your thoughts or your position or your perspective and it does not align with these digital headers or the digital mobsters, then what they do is they gang up and they mobilize flocks of digital heads to come and flood your timeline and your notification. And it's really sad. See, let's call a spade a spade. And I think that where we are now, we cannot sugarcoat what's happening. You know, yes, Nigeria is embedded, deeply embedded in religion, in ethnicity, and region. Yes, we've been amalgamated as a country or as a nation or a republic and have been brought together. But we also know that we're also fighting an identity crisis, you know? And let's even go back memory lane. You cannot compare the millennials with the Gen Z when it comes to identity. There was that gap where we were not even matured enough to align appropriately, and where society is also putting pressure on us. See, come to think of it, yes, when you look at religion, a lot of people are either Muslim or Christian because they were born into a Muslim or Christian family, but none of them choose to be born into a religious family. But when you also look at region or you look at ethnicity, uh, you cannot take away that from our fabric as a people or as a country. And yes, even see what I think is happening, Sheon, and
Mm.
this is what I think honestly is a division and conquer a strategy. Let us divide them using ethnic and religious line, and then we conquer, and maybe we can root on that into power. And I think that's what's happening. Yes, we will say we are mobile upward, we're a technology generation, but with the conversation that has happened for the past 1 week, I buried my head in shame. People who you even hold to high esteem and you respect, and then when they open their mouth or when they post their position on the digital space, and then you cringe. You cringe because you just wonder, you know, ah, if this is how it is going to be, then what is that whole, we are brothers keepers. And for me, you know why it's relatively sad for me? Sean, for me, I've been to the 36 states of this country and not the capital, and not once, not twice. In short, last week, I literally toured the Niger Delta region. And, and I didn't have a problem. Of course, I have this identity in terms of my appearance. I've created a niche where when you see me, I present myself, like an average northerner with my very fancy hat. And I'm proud of my outlook. And nobody looked down on me on the ground at the grassroots that, oh, this Aboki or this Malam. They treated me with respect and dignity. And I even enjoyed my fisherman soup, in the Niger Delta region. But it is really sad because my fear now, Sean, is after the election, what now happened? Are we going to say that this never happened, or we'll just move on, or we'll pretend like it never
Mm.
happened? Some people will actually manifest after the swearing in, because if we don't catch this and even roll back on it to try to ensure that what we can do is have national cohesion, have debate and conversation that is protected, where people are highly protected to even talk about their views, but most importantly, in a manner that it does not spit aspiration, it does not insult anybody or any region. But we all should be worried, because I've been to Rwanda. I've been to Rwanda on a study. I've studied Rwanda and read their history and interviewed people who were alive during the genocide. And if we continue this way, our case will be worse than Rwanda.